Hello and welcome to the Audacity Lab. Today I'm here to invite those who are interested in being entrepreneurs to our institute for learning how to become an entrepreneur. For many of us, it is our dream to be independent contractors, um, we have some idea that we want to let the world know about, or that we just want to enhance. We are natural artisans, and it is our natural instinct to want to aspire to do great things. And with that said, I began some time ago looking at the concept of social entrepreneurship, and that simply is using the tools available to us to be an entrepreneur and teach those skills to others. So we have and will be enhancing our Audacity Institute for Social Entrepreneurship. And in the meantime, I'm going to begin to look at some of the concepts of being an entrepreneur and start teaching some of those concepts right here by video. And as I teach you, I'm enhancing my learning as well as an entrepreneur. And I just think that it's something that we need to help one another. And so with that said, today I'm going to be talking a little bit about being an entrepreneur. Who wants to be an entrepreneur? Well, being an entrepreneur, it's not it's a wonderful thing, but it's not always comfortable. And people have to be comfortable with taking risk. And by that, I mean you don't have the security of a 9 to 5, or assuring yourself that you are guaranteed a product that you're able to sell to others, and you're going to be your own boss. And that means that you're making really tough decisions, and some decisions may be good, some may not be so good. And with that said, you have to be willing to fail, because people who are making decisions generally fail somewhere along the way. That's how we learn, because if we know everything, then we've stopped learning. So that's something that's real important to understand, that as we learn, as we move along the scale of entrepreneurship, we will make some decisions, and lots and lots and lots of decisions. And so entrepreneurship involves uncertainty. You don't always know how things are going to turn out. Again, there's that comfortable with taking risk concept. So do you avoid uncertainty in life at all costs? No. So, but if yes, then entrepreneurship may not be the best fit for you. And again, it really is not for everyone, but for those who have the tenacity to press with your idea, formulating your ideas. You have to put them, you may have an IDEAS, but you got to put them all together to have an idea that works in entrepreneurship. So again, it's not the best fit for everyone. Do you enjoy the thrill of taking those calculated risks? Then if you do, then I encourage you to continue looking out for more information on how to be an entrepreneur. There is, as an independent entrepreneur, you have to make a lot of decisions on your own, and you find and you have to trust your own instinct, and you're not afraid of rejection every now and then, because you will be rejected, even in sales and marketing. Have you ever tried to sell a product, and I guarantee you, for every 10 no's, you may get one yes? Well, it's true. And so, because as an entrepreneur, I took a lot of risk, and I began, but I wasn't willing to have that complete uncertainty about not having some sort of income. So I started developing my ideas years ago, and more recently decided to start some streams of income. So if you have small streams of income, you can start somewhere as an independent contractor. So it is possible to be in both worlds. And so I'm in both worlds, and I'm going to remain in both worlds until I'm completely secure. Again, I like to take risk, but not too many risks, not in that way. I want to be comfortable in knowing that I'm going to be okay. And for some, that's the path that we have to take. So, you may have the best idea in the world, but if you can't persuade your customer or employees and lenders and partners, they may find entrepreneurship. You may find entrepreneurship to be very challenging. And there's been times when I have found selling the idea extremely challenging, but most of that was because I had not locked in or narrowed down my scope of what it was I was really doing. And so it's kind of like research. You have this really broad idea, and then you have to narrow it down to something smaller within the concept of that broad idea, so that you can work on that unique something. And for me, it's social entrepreneurship and developing program development for helping nonprofit agencies to sustain. So that's the whole concept, helping nonprofits to sustain through social enterprise. And with the social enterprise at Audacity, our concept is to look at how we can teach others the skill of entrepreneurship in order to sustain in life, not just continue to provide case management or rescue individuals, but rescue, educate, engage, and empower. That's it for us. Educate, engage, and empower. But you got to be able to convince people of what you're doing. But you then too have to know what it is that you're doing. And so, again, you have to be able to persuade individuals that this is important and they should buy, that you get some kind of buy-in. Another key element is public speaking and engaging new people with some level of ease to find. You have to make compelling arguments grounded in facts. And again, you're going back to the research and what makes your product, what's different and unique about your product, and why should I buy into your product. And so, like this video, I'm using it as a public speaking platform to tell you a little bit about entrepreneurship, which is my product essentially. And that's to teach and coach other people on the essentials of being an entrepreneur. And please remember that as I teach the concept, I'm also enhancing my abilities to speak and persuade others about entrepreneurship. So this is exciting to me because I challenge myself often to get past the fear of looking back at myself on the camera and I see all the flaws, but it's what we do. You cannot persuade people sitting somewhere in your comfort zone, and you have this wonderful product and ability to do something, but you need to sharpen your public speaking skills. And so I'm using this platform as my opportunity to speak to you all. And so I encourage each of you that to please make comments because I'm looking to hear what I'm doing right and maybe what I can do differently, or maybe what I'm not doing so well. So please leave your comments, and I promise, whatever it is that concerns you, it certainly concerns me. You have to have the ability to negotiate. As a small business owner, You need to negotiate everything from leases to contracts, terms to rates. You have to polish your negotiation skills, and that means work in advance. Like, for example, if I do some independent contract work in the virtual space, like I'm also a project manager, so I sell my abilities to manage people's projects all over the world. And so, with that said, I have to have some terms and conditions upon which I will will work or provide service to other people. And that means that I have to come up with some sort of contract, and that's what I did. I came up with a contract, several of them, to be able to, have a smooth, seamless process of negotiating with potential customers. And that's something that eventually, I want to be able to offer a class, maybe a workshop on how you strengthen your negotiation skills and writing those types of contracts. Another thing is creativity. You have to be able to think of new ideas, and in entrepreneurship, I mean, every day there's a new idea, and there's a plethora of information that's available on the internet. And yes, you must be careful of the internet, but if you know how to use the internet appropriately, then you can look at legitimate information on the website that you can take as fact. Some of those would be your .govs, your .edus, and depending on your organizations, many of them are authorities in their particular fields. So I encourage you to do some keyword research on the different ideas that are out there, and begin to look at how you can implement some of those things into what you're doing that's going to enhance and sharpen your abilities as an entrepreneur, enhance your product that you're trying to persuade others to buy. This helps you to be able to solve new ways to solve problems. Entrepreneurs, as an entrepreneur, you have to be creative. You simply have to be creative, and it's a never-ending process because things change so much. And if you look at the information highway, where it was years ago, and just look at computers in general, they were big and they were huge, and now they're in everyone's pockets. So just use that as an example of how things have changed over the years. And so you have to have insight on how to take advantage of the new opportunities, and entrepreneurship would be a good fit. You also have to have support by others, and that means before you even start a business, it's important that you have a strong support system in place. And some of the key things that I did was I enhanced my social circles. I began to market and not necessarily befriend, but I looked and developed relationships with people I had some commonalities with. And so before you even start business, those are some things that you must do, is strengthen your support system, because you'll be forced to make many important decisions in the first few months, year or two down the road, and you have to have a system of help. And I encourage you to find a mentor. Just like in research, I had to have a mentor, and a mentor assigned me to write my dissertation, because you're learning as a scholarly practitioner. So just as you are beginning to develop your ideas into a fundable program, a mentor is a good idea. It's someone that can give you the key skills, or help you with the key skills you need to be good at what you do. And so that's all I have for today, and thank you for joining me at the Audacity Lab. and look forward to talking with you soon. And thank you. Have a good night.